Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's budget morning. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman expected to present her 7th consecutive budget. It's 11th budget for Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Sarkar. It's Modi 3.0. What are you expecting? Well, we are very simple about our expectations because when it comes to the Aam Janta, they want money in their hands, and tax cuts are what we are looking for the middle classes. Will that happen? Won't that happen? I'm going across the table to get everybody's budget expectations. With me in the studio, Anand Ranganathan, R. Jagannathan, Dr. Santosh Mehrotra, Rohit Azad, and also joining me this morning, GVL Narasimha Rao, Deepak Reddy of the TDP, Sanjay Jha, author, Congress leader, Sujit Kumar, MP in the Rajya Sabha from the Biju Janata Dal, and let me first begin with our politicians. And GVL Narasimha Rao, good morning. What are your expectations? हमारा तो दिल मांगे more tax cut होगा कि नहीं? Yes or no?
No, I think as a public spirited person, what I'm looking for is not just any kind of SOPs for any particular section, but I think it will be a win-all budget. Certainly, after having received the third mandate from the people, I think this will be a consolidation budget with the long-term vision in view. 2047 Viksit Bharat was the guarantee, Modi ji's guarantee to the people. So certainly, the one expectation or one thing you can expect from this budget is that this will lay a roadmap for a long-term consolidation, because we have weathered the COVID storm much better than any other country in the world. We are contributing to the world's largest section of growth. Almost 1/6 of growth is coming from India. Consistently, we are delivering a very high growth rate. We have kept our inflation levels in check. I think as a person who looks for public welfare, my real concerns are inflation, which has been very well managed. And
then why is it a concern if it's so well managed? Why is it even a concern for you, GVL Narasimha Rao? Seems like a contradiction, but let me get in Deepak Reddy of the TDP. Now, GVL Narasimha Rao says he is a public welfare person. So, and he doesn't wish for any special sections. Am I reading him correctly when that statement is made कि आंध्रा को कुछ खास नहीं मिलेगा? And will that mean consolidation? Because consolidation pre-election is one thing, consolidation post-election. I know he's vigorously shaking his head. Well, it's my job to look for controversies, GVL Narasimha Rao. Please allow me to do so. Allow me to do my job. Employment, debates are on. I'm employed. Let me ask my question. Deepak Reddy, what are you expecting for Andhra Pradesh? And do you think no special status, because that definition does not exist anymore, means that your boat will be rocked a bit?
A gentleman some time ago, Navika, said that what did Chandrababu Naidu ji do in Delhi? Kya kare Delhi mein? So let me assure him that definitely it was not similar to what the Indi ecosystem has done in the parliament. So that visit has been absolutely fruitful, and we put forward our demands. But let me raise one serious issue. As soon as the government took office in Andhra, there was one of the first signatures which was signed was on a skills survey. There are certain things which we have to actually accept that there are issues in our system, like the gap between the employability and the available employment. There is a serious mismatch. Roughly, we estimate about 50% of the students who graduate are not in a situation to be employable. So that is why we have now conducting a skill survey, and would be coming out with special, skill development programs to bridge that gap. So that is the way we look at it. Let me tell you one thing, how the TDP mindset works. We don't want any handouts, or we don't want any free support from the central government. But Chandrababu Naidu ji believes in development in a way where we think differently from others.
Fantastic.
And we would like to get
and that should be music to everybody's ears who's looking for reforms to carry on, because frankly, Chandrababu Naidu has been the original reforms man. In the 90s, when I was a reporter, power sector reforms and IT, the manner in which Chandrababu Naidu developed that and presented that to the people of Andhra Pradesh, undivided Andhra Pradesh, was, frankly, he was the first among the chief ministers to adopt the reformed way to life. And, taking this forward, I think Nara Lokesh, his son, is very invested in this skills survey, and it's an important part of the investment plan for the state, and this should come as music to many ears. Sanjay Jha, I'll come to you on that. But big breaking news coming in at this moment, and we are given to understand that after the success of the PLI, that is the production-linked incentive, employment-linked incentive scheme could be on the cards. The ELI could be something that Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman could announce in this budget, and that could mean impetus to some kind of incentives to the private sector to increase jobs, because that really has been the biggest challenge, not just for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but even for state governments. Sanjay Jha, good economics, can it be good politics? Or is the Congress party in a mood not to say good to anything good that's happening around in the country?
Navika, good morning. One of the reasons why this political party, which is, I think, always high on hubris, was humbled in the elections is because, number one, it has started hallucinating. It doesn't have any idea of the ground realities. Number two, it lies through its teeth. I'll give you an example. This government basically reminds me of the French Empress Marie Antoinette, who famously said, if they don't have bread, give them cake. I remember an interview of Prime Minister Modi when he was asked this question by some very seasoned journalists like yourself, saying that, how do you look at inequality? And Mr. Modi's response, this is the Prime Minister of India, his response was, what do you want me to do? Make everybody poor? And I think that is where I think India today actually is bleeding, Navika. And I want to quote to you a very well-respected India ratings report. I hope my friend GVL, who's usually a reasonable man, does not trash the report like they trash every global ranking that puts them in a very embarrassing spot. India ratings tells you that between 2015 to 23, so they have taken a wide period, so that averages all kinds of volatilities, and they mentioned that if you take demonetization, I think I'm tired of saying demonetization, the word is, but it was such a devastating blow, the effect lingered for a long time. The sloppy execution of the GST and the terrible abrupt without notice lockdown resulted in loss of jobs of 16 million. A young country, instead of creating jobs, lost 16 million jobs. 63 lakh informal enterprises were closed. Obviously, they don't care for informal enterprises. For Mr. Rao and the BJP government, what matters is who can hold the big fat wedding. That to them is the success of Indian industry and business.
Oh my God. Big fat
point,
wedding, which you didn't attend, Sanjay Jha, and your party didn't attend at all. Digvijay Singh, probably not from the Congress party. Salman Khurshid, probably not from the Congress party.
Navika, my last point. And roughly loss of GDP of over 11 lakh crores. You see, this is the government that, frankly speaking, even today, if you ask them, they will tell you there's no poverty. Ask them. They'll tell you the poverty is only 5 crores. You know why? Because we have reduced poverty. The Honorable Prime Minister has used his, Midas touch. The truth is, then why do you give to 800
when merchant bankers who believed in market economy turn into left-leaning economists and socialists, I wonder whether it's the sign of times that are coming in.
Tell them to abandon welfare expenditure.
No.
If you ask me,
welfare expenditure still happening. GVL Narasimha Rao, KV Subramaniam is joining the broadcast, but let me settle this political debate before I come to you, KV, because I know you don't want to get into the politics of it. GVL Narasimha Rao, your response.
You see, the Congress party, like Rahul Gandhi, Sanjay Jha, rattles out all kinds of fictitious numbers, fictitious data to somehow scare the public. And despite a third time defeat and not being able to even score 100 seats in parliament, the Congress party is bragging about a big victory. And they think our third time in power is a big setback for us. I think, be that as it may, the reality is that the whole world considers India's economic performance in the last 10 years as superlatively successful. In the last post-COVID era, the whole world their inflations have gone through the roof. We are the only country which managed our inflation levels well around the target levels or even below target levels.
All right, pictures coming in there of Finance Minister. Sorry to interrupt you, GVL. Live pictures of the Finance Minister, and there it is, the budget in her hands, and of course she is flanked by top officials, and MS Pankaj Chaudhary outside the North Block office of the Finance Ministry. That's of course the first in a series of photo ops. Of course we know there's Rashtrapati Bhavan next, and of course will be then soon landing up in Parliament where there will be a cabinet meeting where there will be an official stamp of approval on the budget before in fact the formal budget speech takes place at 11 o'clock today.
Well, there are two ways of looking at what the budget could be. Sada, we said earlier, because she's wearing an off-white sari, but also rosy because there is a pink in the border. So it could be a rosy budget, and that's far as I can make out only from the visuals and the body language.
It depends on how you interpret it. I think fuchsia is also called shocking pink. So will there be some shocks there, or will it be all rosy?
No, it's called the brighter side of life. If